Okay, dear beloveds, our another met with a different form of energy healer this morning, a chiropractor, and she was commenting to Kati how the energies are really, really heavy right now, very intense. So it is what it is, as we have been telling you. The breadcrumbs of your collective as well as individual lives are now bringing each of you to a place where you are to heal those traumas from your past that have been unseen and untreated. It is no longer an option for it to simply remain hidden. Now, as we have said repeatedly, it is your choice to heal it or to be irritated or triggered by it. And as you are all very aware, when you are triggered, you don't behave well. And when you are healing, you may not behave well initially, but you're working your way up the food chain to becoming and being love. So, what is the point to our message today? We began our another's conversation this morning with welcome to Friday the 13th, and we laughed. And then we said, no, really, today is Friday the 14th, because yesterday was the 13th, and it was another day of destruction where you are dismantling aspects of your life that you no longer wish to reside within, and that is the patriarchy. And what does the patriarchy look like? So, we're going to give you some real specific examples of what the patriarchy looks like in your own personal lives. And you are free to accept what we define or not. That is completely up to you. But truth is truth nonetheless, just like gravity is gravity. You can deny its existence, but it still continues to exist and, more importantly, affect everything around you and within you for that matter. So now, here is the example of the patriarchy that we pointed out to our another yesterday. When you are out in the world and you are looking to couple yourself with somebody else, whatever that means in your world, in your construct, and you expect this other person to fit seamlessly into your life, that is the patriarchy, whether you're a male or a female. And the reason or the justification behind it is the same. It doesn't matter. If you are not willing to blend into the life of another person and somehow work through the challenges or the roadblocks that appear on your doorstep when you begin that journey of coupling, when you are not willing to do that, then you really should not be in a position where you're willingly choosing or inviting somebody into your life to couple with you. It is unfair. The fact is that we are working so hard at creating healthy individuals out there. And we really, really want people to build their own lives, to individuate, which means that you no longer give up self for another. But if you're going to couple together and to create some kind of a union, however simple or shallow it may be, if you're not willing to offer room in another person's life, if that makes sense, you will join them, then you really have no business coupling. Because a coupling is a sharing of energy. And a sharing of energy means that you are united for the time that you are together as well as for the hereafter. Obviously, in a different manner, because they are just energetic cords that tie you together. But nonetheless, you will continue to affect one another's energy. And when you say, I am looking for someone to share my time with, whatever that means, but you are not willing in any way to give and explore the other person's dreams and wishes and lifestyle, then you are acting out of the patriarchy, which is, I am more important than you. My lifestyle and my reasons and my justifications are more important than you. And I expect you to fit into my life, or there is the door. Now, can you see what is uncoupling about that behavior? The only person, and we say this with absolute sincerity, the only person that will attract is a very codependent, damaged, traumatized person. And as we are trying to encourage you all to individuate, we're telling you that is the patriarchy, and that is the problem that we have had. In the past, it was primarily a male-dominated construct, meaning that the males dominated the entire dialogue and women had no say-so. And now, in this newer construct where women are feeling more empowered and are saying the same thing to others, when you say that you must join me 100% in my world because I have no interest in giving to you, that is the patriarchy. That is the construct of, I am the center of my universe and I don't care about how you feel and how I impact you. And it's unhealthy for both people because one person is dominant and one person is submissive. And we're really working towards an equalitarian-based society. And so what that means going forward is, if you wish to couple with another, you need to be willing to give and to listen and to invite yourself into that other person's life in some sense. And if you cannot do that, then do not seek to be coupled with anyone, because it just is no longer going to work. Now, our another is learning this lesson and is beginning to personally now feel what this type of an experience looks like. And at first she was trying to figure it out because she didn't really understand. And now she does. And she's realizing, for somebody who is looking to individuate, that this is the last type of relationship that she should go into, because it continues or perpetuates that belief system that she needs to submit to somebody else's way of life. And it doesn't matter who the person is or what their justification is. You should not give away your inner power in order to be coupled with somebody in any respect. And when people begin to realize this, and it will start to bubble up to the surface, we certainly will be talking about it more, because we're going to now be pointing out the nuances of the patriarchy that many of you have not talked about. It is not just those standing on a pulpit telling you what to do. It really goes within the home. Look at how you parent your children. Do you invite your children into a dialogue where you treat them as an equal? And you're willing to listen to them? You're willing to apologize to them? You're willing to change your ways to meet your children's needs? If you don't, from a non-judgmental perspective, we say shame on you. Because children are people too. They're just in younger bodies, but that does not mean that they don't have a fully formed consciousness that deserves to be treated as an equal. It is like a baby tree. A baby tree is the same as a grown tree. It is just younger and needs more nurturing and support, but it has all of those aspects, and you all treat children as lesser than most of the time. And you demand that they do competitive sports. You demand that they're constantly busy. You demand that they hug people when they don't want to. You demand that they eat certain things that they don't want to. You don't respect their own inner guidance system. Create a space of curiosity. Create a space of expansion. Create a space of collaboration. What we're looking to do now is to create unions between people where you each get to be fully yourselves, but also to encourage the other person to be fully themselves. And then obviously don't choose unions where it's just never going to fit. But if there is an attraction, a legitimate spiritual attraction, look at what is it that I can learn from this person? What am I to learn, and what am I also here to teach? And then invite one another into your respective lives. Because if you think you know it all and your life is perfect, what if this person was brought to you by the universe? Because they're going to take you somewhere where you have never gone and you have never had an interest in going. And now they're going to take you there, and all of a sudden this is going to spark a fire within you that will move you into a whole new area of your life. But if you shut off those doors and say, this is my world, and I have no interest in joining you anywhere in your world, what a limited, exclusionary experience your life is. And granted, we understand the patriarchy comes out of fear. And when people do this, it is a fear-based response. We get that, but we're trying to encourage you all to break out of that fear-based way of living, to explore a little bit with a courageous nature, but most importantly, when people come into your life that you resonate with, let them lead you to where we are trying to lead you. If we want you to go camping, there's a reason why we want you to go camping, because nature heals. Sitting there exploring your navel in nature heals. Staring off into the distance heals. Cooking your food over a campfire or a camp stove heals. Having no duties or obligations other than to sit with another and just holding hands while looking at the horizon and talking about your greatest dreams heals. Walking around the area and watching the trees interact and breathe in the carbon dioxide and express the oxygen heals. This is the balance of life. And when you guys close off those opportunities because you're not willing to step outside of your construct, you are hurting yourself and you are hurting another. The point of this life is to be lived, and really to a certain extent to go out in a flaming bang, to be more like a firecracker or a fireworks display. You are not here to lead these safe and boring lives. So when you begin to follow the breadcrumbs that we offer you, we ask that you follow them. You are so resistant to change, yet you talk about what you want in life. And then when we bring you what you say you want in life, you push it out the door and shove it off a cliff. And then say, well, there you go. You never bring me what I want. What if that was what we were bringing you? And you killed it. You killed it by your lack of curiosity in exploring what you say you want, and we bring you, and then you say, well, this is not what I thought it was going to look like. Well, maybe it's better than what you thought it was going to look like. But because it's not in the exact package, the exact wrapping, with the exact name, you know what we're saying. Maybe it's something different. Open yourselves up to the what if, because in the what if is where the curiosity can begin to define itself and explore itself and to form and shape itself. And then it can teach you what it is there to teach you, so you can go on to the next lesson and the next lesson. You guys talk about living courageously, but you don't. You talk a good talk, but you don't. You want to live comfortably. That's what you want. You want comfort with no distractions and an ease and a flow that makes you feel safe. But we've been saying this. That's not living. And like our another posted, there's a near-death experience. There are also near-life experiences. And those of you who do not push and challenge yourself to try new things, you are having a near-life experience, and that's it. And when you get to your exit point, your point of transition, and you do your life review, you're going to say, damn, I missed it again. Every time I come in, I say I'm going to do something, and then I get scared or I get worried about getting hurt. And I don't take those challenges, those opportunities to grow. But the next time I'll do it. And then you incarnate again. But that same underlying vibration of fear keeps you from doing that. For those of you who have lived with trauma, which is pretty much every one of you, you have fearful responses. And some of you do crazy-ass things, like jumping out of a perfectly good airplane with a parachute, hopefully, because you either want the endorphins that rush because that's what you need in order to feel alive, or others do it to overcome a fear of heights. Either is acceptable, but we actually prefer the latter because you're the ones who need to explore more. You're here to live and you're not. You're skating through this life, not willing to take any chances because you don't want to be hurt. And we understand that. But maybe your past hurts were there to teach you something. Instead of saying, I'm not willing to play with fire again, fire brings warmth. It brings heat. It brings beauty. It lights beautiful candles that illuminate your home when it would otherwise be dark. It creates a romantic environment. But if you're not willing to play with fire, how will you ever find those romantic or magical experiences if you don't try it out? Be willing to step outside of your comfort zone. Try something at least once. And we would actually say try it 5 times. Because with each time you will lessen your resistance a bit and be willing to explore a little bit more. Our another, and we won't go into the detail, but our another had a very particular limited belief. And a little over a year ago, we asked her to trust us. And so she did. And she did it with closed eyes. Absolutely terrified, but she jumped off of that cliff. And we taught her that if she closes her eyes and allows herself to move through a process, trusting the energy, and if there's an energetic vibration that says, stop, this doesn't feel good or safe, you honor that. But if you close your eyes and just go with the flow, more often than not, you will find that not only can you survive that terrifying experience, but that you kind of enjoy it. And then the next time, you can do it with your eyes open. And then the next time, with a little bit more anticipation. And then by the 5th time, you're just rocking and rolling, having a great time. So what we're getting at is try new things, and when they appear on your doorstep, when the feral kittens of life show up on your doorstep, invite them in and explore and watch their healing journey, because their healing journey is yours as you watch them going from these timid creatures that hide under any kind of a structure so that you can't touch them. And within days, weeks, months, and years, you will see them go out and explore a greater area and play and laugh within the cat world, knock things over, and really step out of their comfort zone. This is what we want you all to do. You guys are all hiding in your little comfort homes and zones. And we just want you to live a little bit more and explore a little bit more. And with time, you will thank us. Just trust that there is purpose to all of this. And when you do, your life can finally, truly begin. And so it is. Namaste.